Now, KTVS 3 News continues.
Construction on a state-funded bridge in DeSoto Parish is still at a standstill.
Yeah, it was supposed to be finished within a year, but now it's going on 3 years. KTVS 3's Alana Quillen joins us live in the studio to explain. Alana, what's the holdup?
Well, Devin, it's essentially a squabble between the project's contractor and the state. Take a look. A railroad overpass on Highway 175 in DeSoto Parish needs to be replaced. It runs through a dangerous curve, but the site is idled, so much so that a generator is left dangling off a crane in midair. Now, the contractor and the highway department blame each other. Now, I dig for answers to figure out what is going on and why this bridge is nowhere near finished in this 3 Investigates report. Crystal Vandiver and her co-workers at the Relay Station truck stop rely on Highway 175 to get to work.
And it's stressful, especially on this road.
But a construction project turned eyesore has made that commute a hassle.
It's dangerous, very dangerous.
It's kind of scary, but I guess I got used to it because it's been there for so long.
Scary because it's all on a tight curve of the highway. We took a helicopter ride to see it from the air. Abandoned equipment, overgrown weeds, and 3 years later, an unfinished bridge. Even the temporary bridge isn't done.
I'm just disappointed.
The project's contractors say they're not at fault.
We intended to be on the job less than a year.
Denzel Blunt of Blunt Brothers Construction says he's been going back and forth with the State Highway Department on different plans.
I have to have their approval before we can do anything.
The problems start with the railroad track under the bridge.
Deal killer, if you will, is what is on this one sheet of paper.
Blunt and his attorney, Gary Bauer, say a disagreement over how to support the new bridge has stalled the project. They say DOTD's original plan called for concrete pilings to be hammered into the ground at a depth that could put the railroad track at risk.
You're hitting it like with hundreds of thousands of pounds of force. We would get down, my estimation, 15 feet before the pile would destruct.
Blunt says the railroad company didn't like the plan either.
A train crash could take the whole bridge out. We are simply not willing to take on that liability.
Blunt says nearly 2 years ago, he submitted a plan backed by the railroad to use reinforced steel shafts to drill, not hammer the pilings into the ground.
The problems could have been resolved very easily 20 months ago, but it fell on deaf ears.
But DOTD blames Blunt. They wouldn't discuss it on camera, but they did issue this statement. They say the contractor, quote, has yet to fulfill their obligation to officially request a change of this type. Now, when it comes to the bridge design, they added, quote, the majority of the delays in this project are from the contractor's failure to submit required documents, or from the contractor simply waiting for an answer of no to turn into an answer of yes. Blunt stands by his plans to drill, not hammer, and points to emails discussing it with DOTD's engineers.
It's hard to have offered solutions and then be accused of, for some reason, not wanting to build a bridge.
DOTD also told us the project is actually on hold due to a, quote, personnel change with the contractor staff. DOTD says subsequently, Blunt Brothers wanted to change the bridge demolition plan, and the state was still waiting on that new plan to be submitted by Blunt. Now, he and his attorney seemed surprised when we asked them about this.
No, I totally disagree with that.
This is ludicrous.
The person responsible for overseeing the construction of this project on behalf of DOTD, that person has been changed 4 times.
In a follow-up statement, DOTD said while that is true, 2 of the engineers are still involved in the project in a higher capacity. Blunt says while they battle with the state, the equipment that's collecting dust is costing him money and residents a new and safer bridge.
Number one, we can't work the equipment anywhere else. If I pull the equipment off the job, then I can be accused of abandoning the job. But the equipment out there on the site is the value of it's about $40,000 a month.
Either way, the Highway 175 project could be even further from completion now. Blunt Brothers sent a termination of contract letter to DOTD just last week.
Frankly, this contract should have been terminated a long time ago.
We felt like it's not fair to the taxpayers, to us, even to DOTD. We can't agree.
Now, after Blunt told us they wanted to cancel the contract, we asked DOTD for a follow-up statement to a number of more questions we had. One of them was Blunt's recommendation that guardrails and not just signs need to go up on the detour route, which is on a steep slope. Now, Blount says they felt guardrails are a must to keep the highway safe, but DOTD tells us in their statement that the design standards do not call for guardrails. So clearly, Sean and Devin, a lot of disagreement between the contractor and the state. If that project is officially terminated or that contract is officially terminated, DOTD would need to put the project back out for bid. Back to you.
All right, very eye-opening report there. Thank you, Alana. Now, this project was supposed to be